Here is my coloring tutorial. Please notice the shadow under the feet. I added that's not in the tutorial. So I'm first starting off with this Dianna Marcum image, starting off with my watercoloring paints because of the detail is so intricate on this that I would be doing a lot of cleanup with a Copic marker or any of my other markers for that matter. So I want to start off with watercoloring, and then towards the end I will come in with some Copics just to get the bows darker, and that will be in this coloring tutorial. So this is going to be a mix of my watercoloring paints and Copic markers and some other markers that I have that will be shown in this video. So my first cat, I'm starting off with light gray and some dark gray. My other cat will be a light brown, and the middle cat will be orange for the tabby cat. So here on the second cat, I'm starting out with the lightest color first, and then I will work in my darker color for the shadows. And the great thing with Dianna's stamps is she does what Adornit calls the Dianna dots, which makes it really easy of where you need to do your shadows by coming in with your darker colors. So now I'm working on the skeins of yarn, and these playful kitties have unwound some of these skeins, so there's strings of yarn, which is going to be challenging, hence why I wanted to do the watercoloring. Adornit has some great watercoloring brushes in different widths, so they have fine to medium point, and I think I just saw Georgie on Tuesday come in with a really wide brush, so I think I'm going to be buying that soon. So here I'm working on some more strings of yarn, and I have 3 different colors for the yarn. I have green, blue, and then like a purpley blue. And I think with the purpley blue I mixed 2 different colors. And I'm using the lid of my paints to just take a smidge of paint out and mix in some water so that I'm stretching my paint supplies here. And so here I'm just smushing it all in, and I can't remember if I do some shadow work. I can't remember. And this whole image from start to finish took me about 38 minutes to complete. Of course, with the magic of editing, I think I'm getting this down to about 16 minutes. I took off about 21 minutes. I didn't want to bore everyone, and I wanted to do it as quick as possible. Okay, so here with the middle cat, the tabby, I'm going in with the, I think I went in with the dark color and then went to light. Excuse my dogs there. The terror squad is here with me, so hopefully there won't be any barking. So, and on the other cat, you'll notice I went outside the line with the watercolor, and I will clean that up at the end, and I will show you how to do that. Okay, and now I'm coming in with my darker color for my shadows. And I'm fairly new to watercoloring, so I am not an expert. It's just trial and error. I got interrupted, so I'm starting the voiceover for the second half. So I'm working on building up the color on the yarn, and now I am working on the tail, and I'm doing my shadow work. And I'm just blending in a little bit. Okay, so here I'm working on the bow of the cat, and I mixed 2 different reds in these watercoloring paints. You'll see towards the end, not that I don't like this, but I wanted a darker red, so I am going to change the look of this with my alcohol markers, doing a deeper red on that. So all is not lost. You really don't have to redo this. You can just color over your watercoloring work with the alcohol markers, and it won't hurt it at all. Okay, and I'm building up my color and my shadows on the paw with a darker gray, and then the yarn I'm going back over with some more purple, I believe. I will eventually add a darker blue to this for a darker shadow. And now I'm working on the string of the yarn, and these Adornit brushes are perfect for the little tiny work. They have different size watering brushes, which is perfect. I highly recommend them. They're at a great price. And if you buy their Adornit mini watercoloring paintables, some of the books come with a water brush, so you can save yourself quite a bit of coin. I think it was around $6 for the book that comes with the watering brush, and normally those are $10 on their own. So it's a great buy if you pick up the mini watering color book that comes with the pens. So you're basically saving $10. You're getting the water brush for free. Just a little tip if you go to adornit.com. That's what I've done. I bought a couple of their mini coloring books, and so I got a couple of extra watering brushes that way. Great buy. And here I'm just doing some more shadow work with my Copics. And then I will come in with a lighter Copic marker. This right here that I'm using is a Chow. I have Chow and sketch markers for Copic when I first started out, but because of the expense, I started out buying Chows. And as I found that I was liking the markers, I then reinvested, slowly buying up the sketch markers, and then also buying the refills. So if you're new and you're interested in Copics, start with the Chow markers first. They're considerably more affordable, especially not knowing if you're going to stick with it. The better investment is the Chows in the beginning. And I'm a connoisseur of markers. I don't use just the sketch markers and the Chows for Copics. I do Spectrum Noir, illustration markers. I have American Crafts. And Five Below also has alcohol markers, which I do love. And you get a ton of pens for $5, so I would go get your alcohol markers over there as well if you're wanting to just experiment to see if you like them. And there I'm working on the pads with the dark gray and then blending in with the lighter gray from Copics. And here, and you can see I just used 2 different brands and they blended well. And here I'm just working on the string of the yarn for the tiny details. Boom, perfect. And I'm just going back over the cat again, working on the darker colors, working on the shadows. I find that watercoloring is very relaxing for me. Okay, here's where I decide I want a deeper red for the bow on the male cat and the female cat. And I'm starting with R39, which is my deepest color, and that's going to be for my shadows. And then my lighter color I'm using R46 to blend in. And here I'm just blending the 2 colors together. Perfect. And now I'm working on the bow of the female kitty. And I do go in, and I don't think it's on video, where I highlighted the red bows with my white gel pen. And here I'm going to work on the cheeks. And I believe that is a illustration marker, I believe. And I think that one might be from Five Below that I bought. And here I'm just doing the little peak cheeks. And here I'm showing you some where I went outside the lines and what I'm going to do to fix that. And here I'm showing you my 05 white gel pen to cover up that little speck. And then on the last cat on the right, I'm covering up where I went outside the lines with my watercolor. It's a very easy fix. And what you do is, as you're working with it, let it dry. And if you still see the shadow from outside the lines, you just wait till it's dry and then go over it again. And that's what I did. I think I went over it about 3 times. And then I got a little bit of the white gel pen on the outline of the image, and I will show you how I fixed that as well, using my black micron pen. And I don't know if I said in the beginning, but I took off about 21 minutes. It took me about 38 minutes to color from beginning to end with my watercolor paints and my alcohol markers. So I think I got it down to 16 minutes. Trying to not make this too painful for you. And shout out to Dianna Marcum for suggesting that I do this. I'm unable to make cards right now because I can't find my power cord to my Sizzix Switch Plus, so I'm dead in the water. So, and I already shared the colored images, and she's like, why don't you show your colored image and explain your technique? So this is what I'm doing. This is my first voiceover tutorial for coloring ever. So I hope this is not too bad. Too bad for you. And I looked on, I'm editing on my phone, and I can't see where I can speed up to make the video even shorter. I'm going to try it on my computer once I finish editing this voiceover on my phone and see what it sounds like speeding it up. If I sound like a chipmunk, I won't use that. I'll just keep it this. But hopefully I can speed it up and I don't sound silly talking at a faster speed. And here I'm just reworking my Dianna dots. I don't normally do this, but I just felt like it. And I wish I had a clear jelly pen to do the bows and make it look glossy, but I don't own one of those yet. It's on my list of things to buy. I don't show the light blue shadow for the finished product, but it is at the beginning.